Anime, welcome. How are you today? Thanks for coming to the live. Three in the house. Thank you all three for showing up. Cha Ram, are you still here? Good morning. Welcome to my live. All right, let me get the phone fired up so I don't miss anything. I always get in trouble using the phone, and the computer at the same time. Thank you for liking. Advisor channel. Oh, here you are. Aileen is here, I see. Hi, Merry Christmas. I'm trying to get in the Christmas spirit. It's December. I hope you all have a Christmas tree up. Good morning, Larry. Miss Minnie is wrapping presents, I think, and putting them under the tree. She's checking her list. Hey, folks, I woke up with swollen lips the other day. What does that mean? What does that mean? No swollen lip jokes. But I feel like I have something like a sore, but there's nothing there. You know how you get a cold sore and your lips swell up a little bit the first day or so? That's what it feels like, and then it went away. This is real live YouTube broadcasting. Yeah, we talk about all kind of crap in here. Daisy Lynn is in the house. Thanks for sharing, Daisy Lynn. I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing, all. Aileen Cruz official. Thanks so much. All right, so I do have things to talk about. Okay, one of them is the contest, but I hope that the subject matter, or one of them that I want to talk about this morning, is not too heavy duty for this early in the morning. But something happened. I wanted to share it with you guys, and then kind of like share some information I discovered online concerning what I want to talk about this morning, which I'll let you know in a second after I take a sip of my libation here. Oh, by the way, I hope my directional mic is pointed the right direction, because I do have a lot of equipment going right now. I got the fan going. I got the AC going at something like 22, the room air conditioner. And I'm kind of hoping that you guys aren't hearing all that in the background. But if you are, it's for Dan's comfort, because after all, we are coming to you live from the bedroom studio located in the fabulous city of Bye Bye Leyte. Roseanne is here. Virtual hugs all around. Hey, so what's the subject today that I want to start off with? The subject matter has something to do with something that somebody mentioned on their YouTube channel, and I went to go check it out. I went to go check it out because I could not believe it, that it was true. And then I discovered, after looking online, that it was in fact, or indeed, a true factoid. So I want to share it with you, right? It involves children. It involves children and their health. So, what caught my attention is another YouTuber. I can't remember which one. I apologize to that YouTuber. Maybe folks have mentioned this before, right? They're always making light of the fact that when you go, oh, Mel's here. Mel's here and she sends her best, Larry Lee. What I want to talk about was this. Some YouTuber, they weren't being critical of this, by the way. They were just making a point of fact. So whoever it was, who I can't remember, mentioned that the interesting factoid that when you go to the hospital, one of the first things they do is they plug you in with an IV. And in that IV, I think here in the Philippines, they call it dextrose. And so I'm not sure if that YouTuber was making light of the fact that they plugged them in with dextrose, and then they gave them, when they checked out of the hospital, a $100,000, 100,000 peso bill. No, of course not. It wasn't that high. And they were in the hospital for a few days. All right, so I went in search of the reason why they plug you in right away. As soon as you get to the hospital and you get through the admission process, all the financial stuff has been settled. You've gone over how you're going to pay for it. If you're an expat, mostly it's going to be in cash. And they plug you in. Once you get settled in your room, the nurse comes in and plugs you in with an IV. And in that IV is usually a solution, right? And my wife calls it dextrose. And I'm not sure that's exactly what's in there, but perhaps. So you guys look it up and let me know. All right, well, here's the reason why they do that. I went in there and I did the research, anime, so you won't have to. This is what caught my attention. This is what started it. In the neighborhood, one of our neighbors' children has passed away. And I did not discover it until I saw all the barangay personnel here making their way to the house in order to take care of the needs of the family. Social services network was here, and they also had the barangay captain and the emissary, and all these folks showed up, as is the tradition in the Philippines. And also the family members started to show up and, bringing tidings, so they can prepare for the funeral of that child. And so as we inquired what caused the death of this child, which is directly related to what I'm going to connect the IV thing, in a moment, was that they passed away from severe dehydration. Now, I felt like this was such an important thing, to bring up, because a lot of people may not know. Laurice, you're late, Laurice. I'm very, very disappointed in you. No. I thought you were going to be first, Laurice. But I think Cha Ram or Ailey Cruz or Anna May was first. All right, I'll forgive you this just one time. So what I was talking about, or what I want to talk about, is this dehydration thing. So I go in Department of Health in the Philippines. I discovered that, to my surprise, 82% of children suffer from dehydration. That's 82% are not getting enough water intake on a daily basis. And the reason why it's not caught or noticed so much is because children are always happy. They always have a smile on their face, and they're always out playing. And so you rarely think about the need to make sure that the children are hydrated. Or maybe I'm just detached from reality, Maybe I'm just detached from reality, and you do, as parents, as good parents, make sure that your kids have enough water to drink. But water is expensive here in the Philippines. Fresh water, that is, that you have to get from the filtration store, the water supply store. And that's the way, if you don't know it, that's the way they do in the Philippines. This is the way it works. And so we have water bottles. We have 8 or 10 of them, we probably go through 4 water bottles per week here. And water is fairly inexpensive, but it's all relative. It's all relative to whether you can afford to buy it. It's inexpensive for us, I should say. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I embarrassed you in front of everybody. I apologize. I do apologize, Larice. But you have been very, very busy traveling around Manila and the like. I'm just curious. Did you fly into Manila, or did you take the bus? Because that's a long journey where you live into Manila. Larry says he will forgive you every time. I'm with Larry on that. You're too nice of a person. You're allowed to be late every now and again, but not too often. Not too often. Okay, so yeah, I woke up this morning. I'm going, man, I'm really looking forward to Larice being number one. Oh my gosh, I'm funny. Oh, am I buffering? All right, so here's the thing. I hope I'm not buffering now, so you can hear me what I'm saying here. But before I do, I just want to let you know we've been having brownouts. They don't last very long. We've been having almost 1 brownout per day here in Bye City Lake to the last week. And so what I'm going to be doing in the event that, and it usually takes place around this time. So, they've been working on the street lights and other things around here. So here's the thing. If we have a brownout, I'm going to return back after we get the generator going and everything gets back fired up. So look for me. Don't abandon me. Don't abandon me. You come back. I'm doing well, Mel. I hope you are also. Almost 4-hour bus ride. Oh, the misery of it all. I hope you went first class. Is Peter in here? Is Peter Barbarian here? And I just didn't see Peter. Well, Peter's an easy guy to miss because he's off grid. That was a little off grid joke there, Peter. I could not help myself. I apologize. By the way, I'll be talking a little bit about my sense of humor and how it's been received here or not received here in the Philippines. Okay, so now let's see what is going to. Okay, continuing on. So I go in Department of Health Philippines or whatever they call it here, and I discovered that 82% of the children here in the Philippines are dehydrated. 82%. Can you believe that? That is an 8. 2. 8 is a symbol for everlasting life, right? Because it's infinite, right? It just keeps going like a race car track. And 82% of our children here in the Philippines are not properly being hydrated. So now what does that mean? So that means that you need the human body is like a machine, it's like any machine that needs electronics. Oh, you're lurking and listening. Oh, good for you, Peter. Thank you for being here. You got electronics going on here. The heart is sparking, the brain is sparking, everything in the body is sparking. And you need electrolytes, which, water provides in order for the spark to keep you alive. It keeps having to spark. Without electricity, it's just like a brownout. And so if you don't catch it soon enough, the human body gives up and goes away. You pass on to the next world, into the next life. Yeah, and so I didn't mean to get into such a downer subject, but I just want everybody to understand how sad this was for me, because it is not. It's a. I started thinking about in the Philippines, because of the culture, it can be a difficult thing to have to deal with. You know, chasing your kids around the house to make sure they have plenty of water, to make sure that they're properly hydrated. And so some of you have known me to say this to you personally through Messenger, PMing you, right? It's okay if you want to share it, that you receive one of these messages from me, right? But you've shared with me that you've gotten ill on occasion. Some of you have. And then I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on TV. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But I would like to share some information with you, right? When you're ill, you have to make sure that you're well hydrated, which means that you have to take extra care to bump up your electrolyte intake, you know, during this period of illness. And that goes for adults as well as children. And one way you do that is you go to the pharmacy, and you get something like this electrolyte powder. Here in the Philippines, I believe they sell the electrolyte powder. It comes in little packages, right? But it also comes in this form, right? It also comes in the form of Gatorade. Okay, Gatorade. But now, as I was doing my research on this, I discovered that the best electrolyte supplementation that you can do is to drink coconut water. And folks, there's no shortage of coconut water here in the Philippines. And so that means now if you're consuming coconut water, you boost up your intake of coconut water during periods of illness. This, folks, is the reason why when you check into the hospital, the first thing they do is plug you in, give you an IV, and they hang a bag of dextrose. It's because you would like to play doctor. Is that what you're saying, Larry? That's kind of funny. Well, one thing's for sure. You would not be able to examine me with cold hands. You'll have to put gloves on. All right, so it kind of means that every day you want to make sure that, I mean, if it were me, and I were caring for little children, which I'm not. Thank God I'm not. But if I were, then what I would do would be providing my children with coconut water. Okay, so I'm counting on everyone to take care of your children by making sure that they take a break from playing, they sit down, and in front of you, preferably at the table, where you usually sit and share a meal with your family. Because this really is a family event. It should be a family chore, a family task, that everybody sits down at the table where the family gathers for meals and bust open some coconut water, bust open up a coconut or two, and drink the juice for the electrolytes. Aside from the fact that buko juice and things like that are very, very tasty, I enjoy those myself on occasion. It's healthy for you. It keeps the body in great shape. So now, folks, if you give a child who gets sick, who becomes ill with the flu or has diarrhea or is vomiting, and you want to mitigate that illness, then you want to load them up with electrolytes and keep a very, very close watch on them, because they have small, tiny bodies, children do. And so it doesn't take very, very much for a child to become dehydrated. So you rehydrate, rehydrate, rehydrate. because we now know through Dan's research, and so you don't have to do the research, you just come to me, and I'm going to share this with you. 82% Filipino children are dehydrated. That's scary. All right, so now, but it's understandable. You see, the reason behind it makes sense. You know, I mean, send them to school with bottled water if you can. Tubik, here you go. I have some right here. See, I'm going to tell you something. I could not find a study for adults to talk about their dehydration. But when you have to be admitted to the hospital, there's just an assumption made here in the Philippines, and quite frankly, anywhere in the world, that you're probably most likely, but not necessarily, suffering from dehydration. And dehydration is going to give you a whole bunch of different symptoms like dizziness, might give you vertigo. You might not be so sharp in your thinking. You might feel tired and have to lie down. There are all these symptoms that I encourage you, if you're able to, go to Google and check it out. All right. So what's in electrolytes? What drinks can you give your children? How about we go to the internet and we take a look at it to see. Now, let's see. Electrolytes. Drinks. All right, I showed you the Gatorade. Of course, Gatorade is expensive. I mean, I went there and I got one of these big bottles. It just happened to be an economical way of doing it. But I also have this supplement, and I think you go to your pharmacy and they'll have small packets that you mix with water. But let's talk about electrolytes and okay, the obvious ones were Gatorade. Okay, so cow's milk is a bit of underappreciated superstar when it comes to electrolyte drinks. So it's in cow's milk, but we don't have fresh cow's milk here. Or if we do, yeah, we may have it, but it's packaged and it's put in the dry goods shelves. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if fresh milk, or those boxes that are marked fresh milk that are in the store, I'm not sure if that's actually fresh milk or if it's not powdered milk mixed with water. But anyway, you would have to read the label to see if that works. But let me see. Any fruit juice are rich in electrolytes. I mentioned coconut water, smoothies with fruit in them. And of course, I mentioned the powder infused water. So those give you some ideas of how you can keep your kids healthy. Watermelon contains one of the best sources of electrolytes in the world. Yes, Mel, exactly. Gatorade. Roseanne Garcia is in the house. And I do want to talk about in the BG. Do you want to talk about coffee? Because I saw you know how I am about coffee addict, and I want to talk about that. Oh yeah. All right, real quick. I'm getting some PM about monetization. All right, so. All right, guys. I mentioned this on the last live stream, but I realize I go all over the place. Right. I'm gonna resume talking about the electrolytes in a minute. But monetization, we ran into problems with monetization. I deliberately did not follow through with providing all the things I needed in order to monetize my channel after discovering that there are consequences to my actions here in the Philippines should I continue to proceed. For example, receiving income from YouTube while broadcasting from the Philippines is considered to be work. If you're receiving monetary, if you're receiving money for it, right? And so the first time that I accept that check, right, and I was getting really, really close to accepting the first check, what ends up happening is um, you have violated the terms of your visa. That's the first thing, which makes you, which opens the door for deportation. It doesn't matter if you have a Balikbayan like I do. It doesn't matter if you have a tourist visa. It's worse if you have a tourist visa. And also the second problem was I have to declare taxes on that money in 2 countries. 30% off the top goes to the Philippines. So check this out. After YouTube takes their cut, I have to file taxes in the Philippines and the United States. Philippines takes 30% and the US takes the rest. So I decided that wait. So until things change, Knitband is in the house, and I either have to go big or go home in order to make this work. Quite frankly, so that means that that's the reason why I'm no longer monetized. I have to either go big or go home. And so unless you start making some serious money, it probably would have to be, I don't know, $3,000 a month of YouTube money and coming in from other sources. It doesn't benefit me to be monetized. And so, I just want to say that how much I appreciate everybody's help in getting me monetized. But now we're going to start working on increasing subscription numbers. The monetization will be corrected once I become a resident of the Philippines and I get the proper visa to be able to work, and then I can turn the monetization back on. You become a target by a whole bunch of different agencies once you start becoming monetized. If you're a foreigner and you're doing YouTube and receiving revenue from YouTube here in the Philippines, especially if the revenue, the majority of it, was generated through advertisements that are here in the Philippines, which it was. So I had to make a decision, once they started nagging me saying, Dan, you need to follow the last step of the process in order for the monetization to stay in place. I opted out at that point. Yeah, I realized that, this won't go. Yeah, exactly. You need to file a tax return, which I'm required to do every year. The U.S. does it. Well, in the case of the U.S., right, I am going to owe taxes this year, Knitband. Hey, what can I say? So this would have been a Schedule C reporting requirement. But Knitband having to pay 30% in the Philippines off the top is enough to dissuade you from becoming monetized. I mean, because I don't have the proper visa for working here. And so it's a double whammy, right? You're exposing yourself to immigration, customs, and all these other people. And then they still want their 30%. So I opted out until, of course, the channel ends up getting 50,000 subscribers and I start making 3 or 4K a month in American dollars. Now, is that ever going to happen based on the content that I deliver? Probably not. What about the million other foreign YouTubers in the Philippines? Well, as you know, Knitband, there are 1 or 2 of them that are in trouble. They're in trouble for this right now. One of them has yet to return back to the Philippines, as he exited very, very quickly once the revenuers started following him around. He realized that, I might be in trouble now. And so I would imagine that YouTuber started negotiating with the revenue folks in order to get it all squared away. So I don't know if there are a million other foreigners in the Philippines that are doing YouTube, but the point being, yes, I'm sure that a whole bunch of people are doing it under the radar, and wouldn't surprise me none that the Philippines they start closing the loopholes that exist. But anyway, it wasn't that important to me because what we're talking about is not that much money. So, Lego challenge. Lego challenge. Leonard is in the house. All right, so that's the reason for that. So I hope. Listen, it's a difficult. It wasn't that difficult. I almost said it was a difficult decision to make, but it really wasn't for me. I mean, because it's all relative, right? How much money you're making. So in other words, the money that I would have made on YouTube, I give away multitudes of, I mean, multiples of that every month on a monthly basis to folks that are, that want sponsorships, that are requesting sponsorships, and all those different type of things. I'm no different than any other human being. I'm no different than any other person. Leonard and others who contribute on occasion to other YouTubers, because they're, they want sponsorships. The main objective was not to profit from it. And so I hope that I don't lose subscribers, because the whole thing is about, for most people, to become monetized so you can start making money on YouTube. And I was motivated by that because I'd be able to give some money away. But unfortunately, reality, there's reality, and the reality of it is that you have to cross over a certain threshold in order for it to make it worth it. But I wasn't willing to violate my Balikbayan visa, or my Balikbayan entry stamp, which is known as a privilege here in the Philippines. So in order to get that Balikbayan privilege, then you agree in principle to do certain things. And one of them is not to go to work in the Philippines and earn money. So I didn't violate that. I did not violate my visa. I just wanted to explain to everybody why I'm no longer monetized. So now, let's see. Oh, the electrolyte thing. Okay, so hopefully I've shared some information that's been useful about electrolytes and how important they are, and how you can get your daily requirement easily enough by consuming a couple glasses of coconut water, or in order to rehydrate your children. And then, of course, you want to lead by example, so you want to down a few glasses of coconut water yourself, so you don't end up becoming dehydrated. So I was going to say, I have been dehydrated many times, and since I'm a coffee addict, it's just plain good practice to, for every cup of coffee you drink 1 glass of water as a rule. But truth be told, right, you probably need 3 or 4 glasses of water for every cup of coffee that you drink. So I got this Gatorade. Since I'm not a fan of drinking 4 or 5 glasses of water for every cup of coffee, then I'm going to solve this by drinking the electrolytes in Gatorade and or supplement and or coconut water. Crystal's Adventure is here. Good morning. How are you, Crystals? Thanks for coming to my live. Welcome to my live. All right. Please feel free to comment or comment below. So that's my speech on electrolytes. So it can happen so quickly. Death to a child because of the lack of electrolytes. It can happen so quickly. And so please keep an eye on your children. Anne is in the house. Hi, Anne. I know there's a couple that I missed saying hello to in here. Thank you all, 13 people, for being here in my live. All right. So let's talk about the contest. How transparent will Dan be? Not much. But I want to show you the methodology. I want to show you the mechanics of what we came up with in order to avoid, any misunderstandings that this contest that we're going to have, the giving away of pesos 10K, 5 1,000 peso winners and 10 500 peso winners, how we're going to avoid having any misunderstandings. First of all, I've decided that, and I'm sharing this with you now for the first time, live here on Dan's channel, is that people, some of the folks, not all the folks, that I've helped in the past with money that exceeds what I'm going to give away here today, most likely will be taken out of the drawing. And the reason why is because there are a couple of different reasons why I'm doing that. I don't want there to be I don't want anybody to get any idea in case somebody, one of the big timers or people that they know, that have helped me out a lot in the past, that there is no setup, because it's easy to have happen, and so that somebody has been pre-selected in order to win. Now, most of you, if not all of you, definitely all of you in the chat here are very honest, forthright people, as I am, and you would never think to do such a thing. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, Boris Vincent? So to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and remove those names. But I'm not sharing with you. It would be embarrassing to share with you who they were. And so the only way that you will know if you're one of the names that are pulled out is I will be notifying you through PM, private message. All right, but here's the whole thing about that. It has basically become, I've already come up with another avenue of showing my gratitude for you. So if you get an email from me, I don't want you to be disappointed that your name is not going to be inside that contest drawing bowl or however we decide to do it. Because you should be happy, because it just means that I'm going to come up with a different plan for you to receive some Christmas cheer. So, what the stream is about is moving to the Philippines from Sacramento, California, which I've done. I've been living here for several months. And so today's stream is just open forum, talking about just whatever comes to my mind. And so that's what we're doing. And I'm talking a little bit about the Christmas cash giveaway, pesos 10K, that will be coming up on December 17th at 8 a.m. So yeah. So I've seen how other live streamers have done this contest giveaway thing. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm going to be honest with you. Can we talk? I want to be honest with everybody within this stream, right? It was way too much work for me. I'm retired, and in order to keep track of everything the way that other streamers do it, I mean, I would have to be sitting there with my Excel spreadsheet open and all this other stuff. And doing it this way, by just you guys letting me know that you exist in the world and have visited my videos and left a comment, is a much easier way, because then I could assign the task to Minnie or Miss Vicky. And so Miss Vicky, she just fires up the What was that noise? Oh, that was my water bottle, I guess, exploding. So that's Miss Vicky, who goes in, fires up her Excel spreadsheets, go in, and she's taking the names and putting them in the Excel spreadsheet of who has left a comment. And that's pretty much how we're doing this drawing. Because then it gets printed out like we did the other day. We printed out the first list. Right? Let me show you. Okay, so I have this bottle, right? In this bottle, it looks like something I'm going to throw into the ocean with messages. So far, in this particular one, we have 195 names. And so I'm going to show you. So Ma'am Minnie showed us how to roll these into these tiny little rolls, which are like pellets. You see here. Let me show you. And now, this is why this is important to do it this way. It's important to do it this way because you don't want, again, it's about going in there and knowing that, oh yeah, I remember that Mel's name was on a slightly torn tag, and so all they have to do is go in there and pull out a slightly torn tag, and they know that Mel is going to win some cash. You see, that's the reason why. So, and then the other thing we're going to do is we're going to either have Ma'am Minnie or our trusted assistant, Minnie's goddaughter. If she happens to be here that day, we may enlist her help, and that would be Miss Vicky. And we'll be blindfolding them, and then they'll select out of the bowl. Maybe we'll even alternate. I'm not sure exactly. Mabuhay from California. Count the days till my visit. Hey, Joe. Buena Vista Dreaming is in the house. Yeah, California was a fun place to live, and now I only want to visit. Yeah, I want to wave as I'm passing through. Yeah. So, by the way, so I was going to talk about how Ma'am Minnie and I probably will be heading back to California in the next couple of months because I have to file my taxes and do some other business. Most of it's financial, as you can imagine. And I'm not sure it can all be done over here. If it can be done while I'm here, then that'll be good, where I don't have to travel back. But then the other thing is that, my mom is still, my mom is alive, and I'm sure she misses me, and I miss her, and she's, she's wanted to see us, I'm sure, and want to stop by and say hello to Mom, want to stop by and say hello to the kid and the grandkids, and then we'll head back. So I'm thinking the probability of us heading back to California is it's pretty high probability, maybe 60% or better, maybe not that high. We'll have to see. We'll have to see when those tax forms start showing up, what I have to do in order to straighten everything out, my tax situation for this year. It's a bit complicated, but it's not really anything that I can't handle. I don't have to hire anybody to take care of this for me. I'm able to do it myself, but I just may have to be there to make sure that I have all the information. Yeah. So where was I? I lost my place. Dave is in the house. Hi, Dave. DH Trains. Let's see. I got to go back to my phone here for a second. Annie MC, Master of Ceremony. Yeah, so one of my favorite people, Angelica, is also here. I'm not sure if I said hello, Angelica. Angelica is regular folks as you can come. I'm telling you. That's why I enjoyed going in and lurking in her in her live streams that she does. Yeah, I apologize. I'm lurking most of the time. Hey, if I have time, I'm making the rounds, taking a peek in people's channels. Sometimes I will say hello. Retirement it's an amazing thing. You know, I thought that it would be a time of leisure and relaxing, but honestly, I have never been busier. This is probably the busiest I've ever been in my entire life. So, let's see. Someone just sent me a Google Voice message. Let me just see what. Oh, it's a Domino's pizza special. Okay, all right, that's not important. Domino's wants. Oh, wait. And now I have one from Pizza Hut. Yeah, I think we'll delete that. And also, so here's the other thing that we'll be doing. We're probably going to be we're getting it because we've been grounded here at the house for such a long time working on these projects, you know. I have convinced Mam Mini that it's time to take a road trip, and it looks like we'll be headed it's just going to be a short trip for a week. We'll probably be heading to Cebu, and I want to make sure that I get the opportunity to let you guys know that I want to meet. If you live in Cebu, I think Pacquiao Mertz lives in the Cebu area. I think I missed her the last time, or we missed her the last time Mam Mini and I were there. And so you PM me if you live in the Cebu area, and I think that that's going to be somewhere around, I don't know, the next week or two. So we'll just be hopping on the ferry, the fast ferry, or the overnight, heading to Cebu. You guys know where to find me when I'm in Cebu, right? So in Ayala, the main entrance there, you have if you let's see, you're walking in the main entrance, and to the right you have the Bo's Coffee Shop. So if you ever want to come in there, if you ever want to meet Dan, and you know for sure that I'm in Cebu, just head over to Ayala Mall, bounce in through the main entryway, the main entrance, and then look for the Bo's Coffee. I believe it's to the right of the main entrance to the Ayala Mall. Listen, I'm really a creature of habit. It's so easy to find me. As a matter of fact, it's way too easy to find me. All right, so let me know if you have a problem with the way I'm doing this. So these kind of look like rabbit pellets. Can you see that there? See? It kind of looks like rabbit food. And they're all the same size, and they've all been rolled. It's impossible to see whose name is on there. So that means there are going to be 5 1,000 peso winners. Ooh, I almost said dollars. Well, I think I did. 5 1,000 peso winners and 10 500 peso winners. And here's the other caveat. Here's the other thing. Caveat? Caviar? You have to be present to win. So I'll be doing this. I'm going to low tech this whole thing because they don't call me low tech Dan for nothing. So it's just going to be, let's say I call it your name, Melanie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then during that count, you have to put present in the chat. Right, and then by the end of the day, that money will be headed to your GCash account. So or it's going to be headed to your PayPal account. See, that's why the prizes were 1,000 pesos and 500 peso, is because in case it has to go to PayPal, you would transfer it over to your GCash, but usually, one or the other, you have to have at least 500 pesos in there in order to make that transfer. So Dan has thought of everything. Have faith in the Danster. I've thought of just about everything. All right, let's see. Merry Christmas. Okay, there's a lot of Christmas videos coming out, where they here's what I've noticed. Okay, so they go in there and they search around for royalty-free Christmas music. And I've played around with the idea of putting together a Christmas music video, where you can play it for hours and hours and hours. But no, we're not going to do that. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, you need to get yourself a man that can cook. That's the answer to all of life's problems. If you get yourself a man that can cook, you hit the jackpot, girlfriend. I'm telling you what. Uncle Dan, yes indeed. Who's your uncle? Dan's your uncle. Mabel, you crack me up. You really do. Uh-oh. New friend, Anne will check you out, Dave. She will check you out. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm having so much fun this morning. Hey, I have things going through my head. Laugh amongst yourselves, It's okay. And also, I love the way that everybody is having conversations with their friends as we go along here. So it's not actually retiring, Dan. Life doesn't work like that. Yeah, apparently it doesn't. Apparently it does not. But crystals, by seeing your happy, smiling face, yes, Dan's busy retirement journey. There's no such thing as retirement, as Crystal's adventurer just pointed out. I believe that she is correct in that, or I'm starting to believe that that is correct. So things are being wrapped up at the house. I think today are the workers' last days. They're outside dotting the I's, crossing the T's. I'll be doing a video on what all was done, but I'll be at a boring video most likely. But anyway, that gives Minnie and I opportunity to unhinge ourselves from this house and jump on the fast ferry, jump on the overnight, and head to the land of Cebu. And hey, one of the things we might do just for laughs is we might head over to that snow park that we've heard so much about in Cebu. No promises that will actually take place, though. Eddie, how are you? We're fine here in the Bye Bye City Leyte household, located in the beautiful city of Bye Bye City Leyte. What did I just say? Yeah. Oh, Dave, you're not a moderator. How in the heck did that happen? Let me go find you, Anne. Let me go find you, Anne. It's going to take me a second here. I'm doing the switches, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons. I'm an engineer. I'm a multitasker. Anne, here you are. Anne. Let me see. Anne. Welcome, Anne. Welcome. We're all friends and family here. Let me take a look to see who else I may have missed. All right. So, hey, by the way, moderators, please do your job. Make sure that 18-year-old girl website thing doesn't show up here again today. Put them, make them go away. Put them in timeout. They've been showing up all over other people's YouTube channels, especially their lives, I've noticed. All right, so if you woke up late this morning, then please go back and see my comments. Hey, Sam is in the house. Sam, how's it going? Sam Gloves. Let me see. Sam. Eddie is here. Mel is here. Okay, you haven't shown up on my phone yet, Sam. I don't know why. Don't know why. All right. But anyway, Sam is here. Your gloves friend is here. Yes. How long to get to Cebu from Bible? Well, there are many ways to do it, right? But we have the overnight ferry, the Lapu-Lapu that comes in here. Or maybe it's not the overnight ferry. It's the overnight from Cebu to Bye-Bye. I'm not sure. Maybe it is the overnight also. Maybe it goes overnight to return because, yeah, it has 3 runs a week, I believe. And so that's an overnight. That's only like a 5 or 6 hour journey doing it that way. But also, if you take the fast ferry, that's also a 5 or 6 hour journey, but it takes place in the daytime because it's 1 hour. It's 1 hour from the transport center in Bye-Bye City to Ormoc, and then you jump on the Go or the Super Cat fast ferry, and it's 3 hours across the water. And so now, which way would you go? And then, of course, you have to add 1 to 2 hours for Minnie to get ready. And that makes it the same. So, except the fast ferries, they're going in the daytime. And so you'll have, I don't know, you could have half a dozen, or you can have, uh, you can have, you know, maybe a dozen ferries that are going every day, you know. Hey, what gloves do you have at home? None. Gloves are important. I prefer latex, and I'm sure we have boxes and boxes of latex hanging around here because I love latex. Let's see, where were we? And so I'm thinking about, I mean, it's so convenient to just walk over to the bay, over here to where the Lapu-Lapu is moored over here, or we're going to go by the ticket office this morning. And we're going to find out. In fact, that's one of the chores this morning that I have planned, is we're going to go over to the ticket office and we're going to see how complicated or uncomplicated it is to get a ticket for the overnight ferry heading to Cebu. So we'll let you know. But doing the fast ferry, in the daytime, I mean, sleeping at night, doing the fast ferry in the daytime, having to get up and use the onboard CR. I don't know, which one would you do? Leonard, which one would you do if you were me? All right, the contest. Yeah, so you'll have to be present to win. That's the whole point. So I got these little rabbit pellet things in here, and then we'll be putting them in that big ice cream bowl, and we'll blindfold Minnie. All of it sounds exciting, right? Blindfolds and everything. And then she'll be selecting one of the pellets for each drawing. Yes, present. That's right. You'll have to say present. You must be present to win. And so I'll be starting the live stream at 7 in the morning, but we'll be holding the actual drawing at 8. That'll get people like Crystals enough time to wake up and Mabel to get here so you can be a participant. Yeah, we know. Yes, practice. Yeah, we know how busy you all are doing live streams now throughout the middle of the night. Yeah, amazing. I don't know how you folks can do it. I really don't. I mean, should you not be sleeping? Should you not be sleeping? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Oh my goodness gracious. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Santa Claus coin box. Dan, do they want a man that can clean the house? Oh, wait. I'm sure that if you can cook and you can clean, you're in like Flint. Yes. I thought, though, that you were already pre-engaged there, Nitban. Nitban, a mysterious man from the east of Sacramento, that is. Anna Fleur is here. How are you today? Where's Ramir? I've been waiting for Ramir to show up. Ramir must be working today. Yeah, we're going to have all kind of fun. Melanie, are you ignoring me on purpose? Melanie is cooking breakfast. She said she was going to be in the background. Done share poster, Dan. Thank you. Bryce 8 is here. Thank you for being here, Bryce. And my Visayan is not too good, so neither is my Tagalog. Let's see. Mabel Torres, you're not talking to me today. Let's see. Yeah, see that, Dave? Pay attention. There you go. Oh, Des, I was telling earlier that I deliberately didn't complete the monetization process because I got technical issues with it, and so we'll have to work all those out. When I get the proper visa that says I'm allowed to work in the Philippines, all those things, I'll be back. In the meanwhile, let's build up the subscription to something like 50,000. Yeah, so I can start making 3,000 or 4,000 a month, and then I could share it with all of you. Yeah, that's it. I'll give all the money back in the form of gifts and prizes. Mel, thank you, Des. Well, I was watching you. You were up pretty late last night, Des. Let's see. All right. Mel, where are you here? Let's see. Mel. Don't you have one? I think you do, don't you, Mel? According to my phone, you do anyway. So maybe I'm behind in the chat as usual. Let me catch up, folks. I just, I'm no good using two devices at once. It must be a left brain, right brain sort of thing. So I apologize for that. Just here, Uncle Dan. Well, you have to be somewhere, right? Mabel, you have to be somewhere. What? Did I just see that Larice Resurrection is here? Maybe the other Larice is doing a live stream right now. The Philippines' most eligible bachelorette is in the house. All right. Thank you, Mel, for sharing the live stream. Okay, so now let's see, where are we at? What else did I want to talk about? Okay, move on to the next thing. All right, so this is totally unscripted, obviously. Obviously it is. So, no, you're not doing a live. Okay. So let's talk about something else. I'm going to talk to you about something else that I've noticed about the Philippines. And I'm giving you, again, I'm giving you helpful, what I hope is going to turn out to be helpful advice, right? If not, please feel free to send me your dissatisfaction with what I'm about to say. Folks, I know this is going to surprise a couple of you when I say this, right? But I recently went and tried to buy, let's say, a large item, a large item that has wheels on it, but it was not a car. And it was not a scooter. So what was it? So I go to the dealership and I want to buy a brand spanking new one of these because I want hassle-free life while I'm here in the Philippines. So most of you know that Minnie and I, we make our way around Bye City. It's not a very big place. Easily enough, using trikes, bikes, planes, automobiles, jeepneys, pedicabs, multi-cabs, you name it. You name it. Oh, you're guessing it was a truck. Maybe it was a truck. But anyway, I want to share this story with you. Oh, Grandma Jim is in the house. Look at that six-pack. So, Grandpa Jim, friend from Sacramento. Grandpa Jim, I'd like to introduce you to my gang, and also Knit Band, who's the mysterious man from the east of Sacramento, a little bit further east than you are. Yeah. Grandpa. Yes, he's everybody's grandpa. Okay, so now, when I go to buy this very, very expensive product, right, this thing that I want, they tell me the only way that I could buy this is by putting so many pesos down and then pay so much per month. And I go, wait a minute. No. You don't understand, I'm here, I've got cash in my wallet to pay for this thing, cash. I want to drive this bad boy off the lot today. I want my best cash deal that I can get. And guess what they told me? Guess what they told me? Oh, so sorry, Mr. Dan. So sorry, Sir Dan. We don't sell this particular product that way. We only sell it in installment payments. So I go, no, but you don't get it. You mean that you're willing to let me walk out the door without buying your product, cash money on the barrelhead? You're willing to let me walk away from this deal. You're willing to walk away from it, making a deal with me simply because I want to buy for cash as opposed to the way you want to sell it to me in installment payments. Yes, that's correct, sir. So I said, no. We don't do business that way, And so here I am, unable to purchase the product that I wanted to purchase for cash because the only way that they're willing to sell it to me is on an installment basis. Okay, so folks, that means that I have to travel somewhere in order to buy this particular product. No dealer. There's only one dealer that sells this product here in Bye City Leyte. In order to buy this particular product for cash, I have to get on a bus, transported somehow. a transport to either Tacloban or to Ormoc to see if the dealer there would be willing to sell me this particular product. Jason, welcome, for cash money. Now, what's happening here, folks, is what I think is happening here is the westernization of the Philippines, right? That's right. They don't like cash, or Dan, because in installments they can earn much, much more. Yes, it actually increased when I factored it out, Crystals. It actually turned out to be 30% more by the end of the contract than what you would get for paying cash. And so I guess sales are good for that particular product here in the Philippines. I guess sales are good. They don't need my money. They spat on my money. Poof, we don't need your stinking Western cash. Go away. And so now if I want to buy this particular thing, which I've kind of now lost interest. See, this is the reason why I'm being so cryptic about it. I don't want you going to the place that I try to negotiate a deal with to say, hey, you wouldn't cash out my buddy. You know, blah, blah, blah. I don't want you going there and giving them a hard time. It could have been a big screen TV. It could have been a brand new, but I did say it had wheels, didn't I? Well, anyway, okay, so what's the point here? The point is that there's a perilous journey that Filipinos are about ready to embark on. And I'm going to give you some more friendly advice from Dan, from Uncle Dan. Listen to your Uncle Dan. Do not do it. Do not do it. This is going to become pervasive. The money changers want to get into your wallet. If you try and you go out, do not get used to this idea that, oh, I know, honey, I know that we haven't saved all the money yet to buy this new stove, but they'll accept payments down at the appliance store. Do not do it. It will ruin your life. They're trying to suck you in to a Western type of culture of consumerism. And everybody knows that the Philippines is the easiest target. And the reason why is because it's where the West meets the East, where the East meets the West in right here in the Philippines. Culturally, I'm speaking. Culturally, it's a bit of it has a lot of the Western influence and of course an equal amount of the Asian influence. Here, they meet each other and they collide in the Philippines. Dan, but I want to fly over the Philippines just to give that salesperson a hard time. You can't do it. They've been told by their boss in no uncertain terms, you shall be fired. I shall fire you on the spot if you allow somebody to buy this product with cash. And so it is. So that means that, so now just so happens I have a lot of friends in Bye who have come to me and they told me that that they will make it happen for me when the time is right. You know, and so that means that we're going to have to go through a side door. You know, a side door means either they're friends with the owner of this particular dealership or some such thing, or they know of someone, you know, who can fix things. So anyway, in the meantime, I've lost interest in the whole idea. Basically, I was making the inquiry and then discovered that it can't be done. You know, that's pretty much what was going on. I was there making the inquiry, and then they were giving me all the info on what I need to do in order to get this thing. Yes, that's the point. I'm glad that you said it, Peter. Warn all your friends. Warn your friends that they're embarking on they would be embarking on a credit journey for which they are the losers and not the winners. No. We can't take it out on the salesperson. The reason why you can't is because they have been told They've been told by their boss that you cannot do this. You will not get your commission. We will fire you on the spot. You won't have a job. You won't be able to feed your family if you do this. I just want the world to know what's going on in the Philippines in terms of credit. I've since discovered that friends of mine, meaning my wife, has partaken in this avenue of approach in the past. And we've had a few conversations about it. I doubt that this will ever take place again in my home, underneath my roof. That cash is king. If you don't have the money to pay for it, then forget about it. And also know the differences between your needs and your wants. Because in the consuming world of the West, in the United States in particular, because that's what I'm familiar with, they will do everything in their power to convince you to buy on time. And this is not the way you should be living your life. It will rob your family of their legacy. It will rob your family of their future. Hey, how are you? Douglas and Eli's Philippine Life. Thank you so much for being here. So it's a friendly warning. I know I talk about a lot of stuff, I get a lot of critiques at times about this. But I see this coming. I see trouble coming. Trouble is on the horizon. And it's going to be up to you. It's going to be up to you to make sure that you don't let this happen. And that's going to lead into another subject. So I would never, ever again in my entire life buy things on credit. And I don't care where I am, anywhere in the world. Cash is king. It always will be. It doesn't matter if it's in US dollars or pesos. Cash is king. Write that down on a piece of scrap paper. Put it on your refrigerator with a refrigerator magnet to remind yourself that if you don't have the cash to buy it, you don't need it. Because right now, the economy of the Philippines is based on the happiness scale. It's how big the smile on your face is. That's how the economy and culture of the Philippines works. Everybody here in this chat, even the people in the West, they know this. Hey, Tim is in the house. Good morning, Tim. How are you? Good morning, good evening, or wherever you're at. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It just happens to be morning here in the Philippines. Thank you for sharing, Eddie. Truly appreciate you. So you guys, I hope you get a handle on this. Don't let them. Yeah, Crystal says that's ridiculous, sir. I don't have a credit card. Buying stuff cash is hassle-free. That's right. Because once you make that purchase, you're done. That's it. You have done. You don't have to worry about anything. You don't get an upset stomach wondering if you're going to be able to make that payment the next month. It's a simple life here in the Philippines. Let's keep it that way. Keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple. The economy of scale in the Philippines is how big the smile is on your face. But I'm telling you, trust me when I tell you this. The smile will go away on the day that you decide that you want to pay something over time. The next time I see you, you will not have a smiley face. So don't allow that to take this country over. At the same time, I want to warn you about something else that I've observed. And by sharing this observation with you, I hope I don't get kicked out of the country, because I am a guest in your country. But right now, what makes the Philippines such a beautiful place is that I could go walking downtown right now, and I see all these small businesses. I see Sari Sari stores. I'm coming in there and I'm seeing what is the thrift stores? What do you call those thrift stores? Okie Okie stores. Where you can buy clothing and anything that you need in there, goods that you need for a household. But as time goes by, I'm starting to notice that those stores are starting to disappear. They're starting to disappear because they're building a 7-Eleven next to your store. They're building a 7-Eleven next to your Sari Sari store. So I've seen this happen before. One of the charming things about the Philippines, alongside the smiles and how gracious and friendly and hospitable the culture is and the people are, is the small businesses that you get to go in there and buy the things that you need from a small entrepreneur, somebody that you know is there because they're doing all they can. They're operating that business because that's how they support their family. But what happens when a 7-Eleven goes up next to the Sari Sari store? How long do you think that store will be in business? And how much does 7-Eleven need that money, as opposed to the small business? So every morning, yeah, you could critique me. You can critique me if you'd like, saying, "But Dan, you're spending most of your time in the Dunkin'." Well, I'm supporting a local franchisee there, but every morning we make the pilgrimage to the bakery for Panasol. So every morning we're headed over there, and we're getting the snacks from the local bakery. And so every morning this is something that we do first thing. I think they've already been there. I think they've already gone out and they've restocked our supply. And so you have to first support the local businesses. But as the Jollibees, the McDonald's, and the Starbucks start moving into your neighborhood, just keep in mind that you should be doing at least an equal amount of business, if not more, with your neighborhood Sari Sari store, your local bakery. That's the point that I'm trying to make here. And so we saw this happen in the United States. So when most Westerners, they show up here, or I'll share with you my initial thought, and you'll hear this repeated on a lot of people's YouTube channels that have a similar experience that I do, is that one of the things that struck you about the Philippines was that, it reminded them of what life was like from the 1950s, 1960s, and the early 1970s. So there's Peter making a point. I wouldn't have what I have today if I did credit. So that's the thing that I see happening here in the Philippines. That's the other observation. I hope they don't kick me out of the country for sharing it with you. Take care of the need to feed the chickens. God bless. Yes. And grow your food. Do it the way you've been doing it generationally. Grow your own food. Grow your own chickens. Grow your own protein. Grow your own vegetables. Supporting a small business would be a priority. Yeah, I guess that's well said, Tim. That's the point I'm trying to make. You first want to support the small businesses. But we all know their services that they can't provide, and so you end up going to there are things that aren't available, and so you end up seeking those businesses out that have it available. Yeah, the most important thing is, this is a good plan, Eddie. I don't know if I've shared this with you, but on retirement day, I was debt free. It wasn't it wasn't the day before, it wasn't the day after, it was the day of. And so one of the things I went straight down to the bank and I paid off all the debt, that I had. All the debt that Minnie and I had been carrying was paid off the day of. Okay, so the point is, try to avoid getting into that situation where you buy stuff over time, because there are going to be plenty of opportunities to do that. Because credit is here. Credit is here in the Philippines. It's been here for a while. I'm just discovering how they plan on making it work here. I think I may have in live streams, I may have mentioned in the past that in the United States, car ownership it will eventually, predictions according to Dan, right? Car ownership, I've been talking about this for years. I'm sure that one or two of you that have known me for at least that period of time know that I shared this with you. And that is that car ownership in the United States will eventually become illegal. You'll no longer be able to own a car. They're going to trade that off for a monthly subscription service. And so all that's happening here in the Philippines is, I don't know if this little independent operator, this dealer, is being influenced by this movement. But all you'll be able to do in the future is have the opportunity to not even lease a car, but have a monthly subscription service for your vehicle, where you'll never own it. You'll have to pay monthly for the service. That's right. Tim makes an equally great point. Small business keeps the money locally. Big business is buying a second home, a car for someone who doesn't spend money in the neighborhood. And so once you start, one of the things that I pride myself in is I'm putting the money. See, the United States isn't going to like this, you see, and this is why they're talking about Social Security reform, pension reform, and all this other stuff. A lot more people than you think are leaving the USA for parts unknown. And one of the reasons why they're doing it is because they're starting to reason this out. Why would, on my small pension, would I suffer on the tail end of my life, when it's supposed to be the period of time where I'm enjoying my retirement with family and friends? So why would I, continue to get beat up by having to pay high mortgage payments, high car payments, high rental apartment housing costs in the United States, for example, when I could live in the Philippines and I could scale my monthly budget? My monthly budget will go further. It's going to go further. Now, I have a separate video that I'm planning where I'm going to be discussing this. I don't want to give it all away, but I will, in that video, I will be, talking about what my budget picture looks like. Sammy is in the house. Wow. Sexy profile picture. Good morning there, Sammy. So, but putting up a business needs the capital and some chase credit from a big business owner. Sad reality. Well, the sad reality is they would rather come in and buy your small business than support your small business. See, that's the sad reality. And so you have to push back against that movement for as long as you possibly can. Keeping up with the Joneses is the mantra in the US. It's a consumer-based society. But here in the Philippines, the economy is based on smiles. Hey, I hope you can appreciate where I'm coming from in this deal. You know, we live in a smile-based economy here in the Philippines. That is your, you know, is your credit. That's your cash. See? Let's see. Waymo has a self-driving driverless taxi service in Phoenix, Arizona. That gives you an example. And so, of course, what caught my attention about this other experience that I had here in the Philippines was, are they, quote unquote, test driving this ideology to see if it gains, you know, they can bring this to the Philippines. And the Philippines is a really, really good test site, you know, for such ideas, is because you have a very young population. You know, you're starting to be influenced by commercials on YouTube and television, and you're actually starting to go out and buy consumer goods that are being advertised to you on the television. You know, things like Jergens lotion and Gatorade and things like that. Coca-Cola. You know, they're bringing all those techniques for advertising from the West over here to the East. Yes, that's true, and that's why you have a lot of movement this way. Simple life is what is best. Simple life is key. You know, be focused more on family and your family's well-being, you know, and not so focused on, you know, the wants and those desires to keep up with your neighbor for, you know, having a car at your disposal and transportation at your disposal, and having, you know, the different fanciest style of house and roof and all that stuff. That's all make-believe stuff. You know, that's all stuff that they're going to convince you that you need to have in order to keep up with your neighbor. So that's basically what I want to share with you on that subject. Don't fall into the trap when they come. Hey, Robert, how's it going? When they come knocking on your door with that scooter and they say, hey, you know, you can have this scooter. This scooter could be yours on the easy payment plan. Don't go for it. You save your money. Buy it cash. Save those pesos. Buy it cash. Don't get involved in the usury. You know, that's a Western ideology that they're trying to bring here to the East. Eddie says, when I retire, I'm going to be like Dan and eat donuts. I may have credit with the donut shop. Well, you know, what can I say? You know, I'm going in there because I like the camaraderie, but I backed off on the donut eating a little bit. Yeah. I'm keeping my eye on what's in the middle of the donut more than I am the actual donut. Yeah, I'm sort of keeping my eye more on the donut hole. The credit period is longer than the warranty period. Then you add more credit for replacement. It's a scam. Exactly. The whole thing's a scam. I'm just sharing it with you so that you're able to recognize it. So I'm just begging you, don't fall into the trap, because it'll just bring misery, you know, along with it. It'll just be a miserable, miserable time. Oh, and you'll feel so good once you pay that scooter off, you know. And by the time you pay the scooter off, guess what? That's when it falls apart and you have to go out and you have to buy another one. The whole thing is horrible. Ah, you had beautiful role models, and that's why you turned out to be such a beautiful human being, Knit Band. All right, folks, listen, I have to go refill. I have to go refill my coffee cup. So talk amongst yourselves while I go and grab another cup of coffee. I shall be right back. Where'd Dan go? Oh, Jollibee. Yeah, the Jollibee thumbnail. That's the Jollibee that sits right out in front of Bye Bye City Lake Day. And by the way, I'm ashamed to say that I was in there the other day. Mostly, I'm going to Burger Junction. For some reason, I ended up in Jollibee. I think I wanted the meat without the bun, keto style. Yeah, that's the thing, Peter. I'm sure that some folks around me, are amazed at how I turn my life around. One of the ways to do it. Well, there was a list of things, but one of them was that I was able to predict the future, and that's no lie. I mean, maybe I'll scare people away when I say this, but I listen to the little voice in my head, and it pretty much tells me what to talk about and what to do, how to live my life. What is real and what's fake. I'm hearing these voices in my head, so maybe I'm a little schizoid. I don't know. Well, actually, I haven't had a donut. Truth be told, I haven't had a donut in about a week. But I'm eating way too much Pandasol. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about Joby. Let's talk about Jollibee for a second. Because this does have a little bit to do with it. Jollibee. We can talk about Jollibee, but it can be anybody. You know, buy your donut from a local Star Store. Yeah, I've actually been buying Pandasol. And so, but still, I have to cut back on the bread. So let's talk about that. So now, see, once it becomes a treat, this is how it happened to me back in the 1960s, right? When I was a little kid. One of the biggest uh, joyful moments that I could remember as a small child, was my mom and father, my father saying, "Get in the car, we're all going down to McDonald's." I swear to you, it was a memory. It is something that I will never, ever forget. See? And I started thinking about that. Why was I so happy? At the time, they didn't have this thing called the Happy Meal. I wasn't getting a toy, you know? It was the idea that we were going to go someplace special, that we were going to get a treat. We were going to do something that we don't do very often, and that's go down to McDonald's, where it probably only occurred maybe once every 2 months or 3 months, maybe even longer. It was such a special memory for me. And folks, that's how it all begins. Because it's hard to deprive your children of something that they want. And so they're going to be appealing to the kids first, not necessarily to the adults. It's going to be the children that the commercials are going to be geared towards. Later, they're going to come after the adults. They'll say, oh, you deserve a break today, because right now it requires every participant in the entire household in order to make it flow nicely. In other words, everybody has a responsibility, even the children. Some of my friends are telling me they're getting a little bit of pushback from their kids for doing chores. Mom, why do I have to do this chore? Johnny down the street doesn't have to do this chore. Their mom and dad doesn't make them do this. They don't make them take the trash out. But truth be told, even in the United States, if they were to understand this, life would be so much simpler. It takes every cylinder of that engine operating in order to make the household run. That's the way it works here in the Philippines. But got to the point where, yeah, they make medication. I'm sure I'm taking it. I'm sure I'm taking it already, Robert. Yeah. And so they'll appeal to the children first. And so what's been happening? What's been happening? Even for us YouTubers or expats, right? What do we do, right? Because I've done it. I've certainly done it. I'm admitting to you that I've done it. I have sent pesos to, through GCash to somebody who has mentioned to me that it has been a while since they've been in Jollibee, because they can't afford to go. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's something that you should experience, And so I send off GCash and I say, enjoy Jollibee today. And you see, this is the impact that advertising has. I do things I don't even think about them. I'm talking to you right now consciously, telling you, not to do this. Except then what ends up happening is exactly what I told you, you see? So it has an impact on myself also. In other words, I find myself saying, oh, so-and-so should be able to take their kids to Jollibee. And then boom, out goes the GCash. My voice doesn't say go out and buy this. My voice says, the voice in my head most of the time says, keep your money in your wallet. Keep your money in your pocket. And so that is exactly where my money is today. And so as the economy of the Philippines grows, and it is going to grow because the voice in my head says so, because you have an educated and a young, hardworking population of folks, both men and women. And so here's what I see in the future. In the future are going to be factories. There are going to be a lot of factories, and there are going to be plenty of work for you. And as you start working, your wages are going to start increasing. And as they start increasing, you're going to want to spend money. And where are you going to want to spend it, and how you spend it is what I'm talking about. But more importantly, how you save it is going to come into play. Is it going to happen in your lifetime? The voice in my head says, yes, it is. It's going to happen in our lifetime. Not only your lifetime, but my lifetime. And I'm a very old man. But not that old. Not old enough that I can't share my experiences in life with you. So I'm telling you, as sure as I'm standing here, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And so you're my friends. I'm warning you. Do not fall into the trap. You won't be happy if you fall into this trap. Don't be like the rest of the world, you know. I mean, if you go into poorer economies in the world, they don't do this. You know, they're way high on the happiness scale, and they're way low on the want scale. So, I didn't do any chores before I went to college. The only expectation was to study well. That is the way it's done in a lot of Asian culture. You know, the emphasis and the focus is on the learning. All right, take care. Thanks for coming to the live. The trick is the wording. Kids should help, not make. I need your help. Yeah, it resonates with me. Peter, that resonates with me. Could you help Daddy with this chore? Could you help Daddy with this task? Thank you always, Sir Dan, for giving surprise. Well, I like giving surprises. You know, I have a friend who says I'm a professional nice guy. I laugh about it when I think about it, but he's probably true. You know, I'm transitioning in my life right now. You know. Uh-oh. You know, I'm at a transition point. I realize in my life. I'm crossing over. You know, I don't know if it has to do with maturity or you know, or what it is. You know, but so Dan starts out as being a professional nice guy, and basically what he means is he means I do nice things because I have an expectation of a return. And so, but even though the journey may start out that way, you know, maybe as you progress, it fades into the background and you actually become a genuine nice guy, not disingenuous. But I laugh. I mean, I laugh when I hear the term. I think it's hilarious. You know, but it's true. I'm not lying to you. It's true. You know, anybody that knows me from Sacramento will say, "Yeah, that's Dan." Yeah, and so I like to surprise. See, I like to do these things. You know, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. And so, so I'm transitioning over to I'm transitioning from professional nice guy over to genuine nice guy. Damn, you know, because that's the way things work. As Nit Ban and others have been pointing out, Peter Barbaria, it's all in the wording. You know, it's all in the actions. You know, it's all in the wording and the actions. You become that individual. You become the individual based on those actions. So in the beginning, I may have thought, yeah, I think I'm going to do this, you know, because I want something in return. I want subscribers. I want friends. I want this. I want that. And then you just become a genuine nice person. You know, and I think that is what's happening to me. Yeah, I'm the same, Eddie. I have to have the gravy with my chicken. So, but it's not the starchy, gravy, clumpy stuff that they sell at KFC. See, not even Jollibee sells that type of crap gravy, you know? Oh, Larice, you don't have to thank. Listen, you don't have to thank me. You know, I mean, who I am is who I am. You know, I appreciate it though. You know, I do appreciate it. I try to be the best human being that I could possibly be at that given moment. There, I said it correctly. You know, I try to be the best possibly human being at that moment. You know, I just want to let you know that, you know, I am being very, very genuine lately and at this moment. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, what are we talking about in Visayan? I saw the word cleavage mentioned a couple of times. I don't like coffee. I don't like donut. I like coffee. Well, we're friends. We're friends. That's why we're friends. You don't have to like both the donut, you know, but coffee's important, you know. In the BG here, now working, now chopping down a motorcycle. Okay, make that money, but don't spend it on credit. Don't service credit. I think I know Crystal's enough to know that she would never do that. You know, she's too focused on family and their well-being and welfare. You know, she's very focused on that. Most of you are. Most of you are. I thought you like egg and hot dog. No, no. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Chopping down a motorcycle. Yeah, she's busting it down. You should see what they do for a living, Nip Down. I mean, it's elbows and alligators. I'm telling you. Yeah. Filipino time. You know, um, I think that I've had to retrain a lot of people while being over here, Eddie. I haven't had a problem lately with somebody being late to an appointment, you know, unless it's my own wife. And then she's a gimme, you know, she's a gimme. And so it is what it is. Truths are down. I love egg. I had a feeling there was truth. You know, there's always truth, you know, hidden in there somewhere. Chopping it piece by piece. Mel, behave yourself. No, you don't have to behave when you're hanging around Dan. Dan is not going to behave. You know, Dan's going to say exactly what's on Dan's mind, and so you may also. Just so long as you don't get us banned from anything. Yeah, that's important. Not being banned. Yeah, perhaps things are going a little bit sideways. I'm not sure, but there you go. In 1 hour, 1 hour. That's how you make money, right there. Jalen is here. Um, I think that I've covered just about everything that I had planned on covering today. I know it wasn't much. It wasn't much at all. The Gatorade thing this was important, you know, talking to you a little bit about the dehydration problem with kids here in this country. So, Oh my goodness. What did we get started here with the donuts? Because as you know, after this live, where I'll be headed. You know where I'm going to be headed, right? Oh my goodness gracious. Akio Mertz. Oh, hey. Mertz, I was talking earlier about you. I was saying that Ma'am Minnie and I we're going to be we'll be heading your way towards Cebu. And I'll let you know. I'll PM you when we're going to be there. Because really, I don't know. In a little while after we end this live, we're going to head over to the DD, and then after DD, we're going to go look for the Lapu-Lapu ticket office to see what the schedule is like, to see if we can make this happen. And then who knows? We may be on the overnight ferry. Tonight. Who knows? Yep. Crystals is tough. I'm telling you. Crystals is tough. She gets in there. She does it. Good morning, everyone in the chat. Yeah, well, I'm one of them. I probably have half a glass of Coke per day. I don't know if that's too much or not, but I notice that I have to have it. So awesome, sir. Coffee anytime. Coffee is better than most drinks if you drink it just black. That's the way I drink it. Yeah, well, like I said, I trying to drink one of these bottles of water at least, for every cup of coffee that I have. And it helps a lot. So I don't become dehydrated. Mel wants coffee. Anytime, Mel. Yeah. So we'll let you know, and then we'll be hanging out. I think you were saying that you'd only been to Ayala Mall once or twice, but I love that place. I love hanging out at the Bo's coffee shop. I don't know why. I just like sitting there and I like being seen. The Bo's coffee shop by the main entrance. I think you mentioned that you hadn't been in there in a long time, but you were in there recently. Oh, yeah. Des, I meant to mention that. Des is looking for sponsors for the Christmas giveaway for the kids in the neighborhood where they are. Mel and Des are handling business. So if you can, look them up and shoot them some, some ducats so they can buy the kids some things. I think they did it last year, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't you guys do that last year also, Des? What's a K-cup, Larry? What's a K-cup? Thanks, Des, for reminding me about that. I meant to mention it. I feel so badly that I'm glad we got it out. Oh, great. The Balikbayan box is there. That's fantastic. The timing is great on that. Tim, not into soda drinks. Good for you. Good for you. So when you go into Jollibee, right? Try and stay away from those combo meals where they give you a Coke with it. I have a hard time doing that. Mountain Dew-esque. Oh, all the good things in it that I love. Tim. Green tea is very good for you, right? $18 million people in the house. Woohoo! Yeah, we had a good showing. And so all the people that showed up, if you left a comment, then your name is going to go into the drawing. You know, if you're in the live anyway, it's going to go in there. But if you make comment in my video, future one will be coming out probably Tuesday or Wednesday next week. I have a lot of names are in the little pellets. See, can you see them? I don't want to drop any, but you've all been rolled up into a nice little rabbit pellet so that we can make it fair for selecting winners for the Christmas Cash giveaway that's going to be coming up, scheduled for December 17th, Saturday at 8 a.m. Of course, I'll be going live at 7 a.m. 8 a.m. will be the drawing. So I'll be doing the warm-up act, you know. Ho, ho, ho. 17th at 8 a.m. Filipino time and date. Uh-oh. Take care of your feet. Yeah, we will. We'll see you soon. We'll let you know how things go. Yeah, I know. Last year, I remember watching the videos. You did a really, really nice thing. And you want to repeat this year. And we appreciate that. Yeah, go ahead and put your PayPal link in. Let's get it up there, Des. Tim is funny. K-Cup is the only good part of a K car. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Anna Mae, what do you say? I want you to have a great day. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Don't forget to connect to Sammy's channel and Robert's channel. Oh yeah, and we'll all show up for Larry's live stream, which is coming up shortly within the next 24 hours. Man, my Visine is pretty crappy. It's pretty limited. I know some words, though. I could get the gist of things. You guys are having a good time. '18th, meet and greet again? Really? Hey, did you stay overnight in the hotel? Larice, did you behave yourself? I mean, you are one of the Philippines' most eligible bachelorettes. Okay, Anna Mae, I appreciate you being here. Definitely. Very nice of you. Thank you all 17 or 18 that are in the chat right now. Wow. Okay. Yes, you did stay overnight, or yes, you have another meet and greet on the 17th. Did you get that link up and I missed it? Des, throw it up there again. Notification on Sir Larry Lee. Okay, well, there's Dez's channel. If you want to drop your link, you just put, I think you just put Dan on there. Okay, again, if you want to donate for the Christmas giveaway that Dez and Mel are sponsoring, go to either one of their channels, and they have PayPals. They have PayPals. I'm sure they have Gcash too that they'll share with you if you care to donate to the giveaway. It's for the kids. It's a Christmas giveaway for the kids. They did it last year, or does it last year. I remember seeing a feeding program also. I can't remember if that was Des or Mel or they did it together. She says, all I want this Christmas is to give happiness for the kids, and I can't do it without the help of others. That's why we're looking for more sponsors so that more kids to celebrate Christmas with us. It sounds like the right thing to do for sure. Good morning, Alan. Jerry Boy TV. Thanks for coming to the live. Nice to meet you. Gcash. You got Gcash? Send to Western Union. You're welcome. All right. Well, let's see. It's getting a little bit late. You know that Duncan can't survive without me being there. I would like to thank everyone for showing up today. I truly appreciate it, and then listening to my take on life. I hope it's not useless diatribe and it doesn't fall on deaf ears. And even if it does, I'll send you the we'll do the hand signals. Oh, I see Ma'am Minnie. Ma'am Minnie, you want to come over and say hello and goodbye?
Hi, everyone.
There she is.
Good morning. How are you guys?
There you go. Yeah, she's busy running around. I'm not sure what's going on. They're all saying hi to you. Okay, well, there's my cue to get out of here. Girly Senna, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. My cue to get out of here is bye, everyone. If Larry's still hanging around, take us out of this live, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
Hi, Girly Senna. Thanks for your support. You're an amazing, amazing individual. Mel says Minnie, same name as my daughter in YouTube. Crystal says hi. Everybody says hi, ma'am. Ma'am Minnie.
Thank you, guys.
Keep safe, my belle. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to catch my YouTube videos, maybe 1 or 2 this week coming up. That way you can get in on the money grab. See everybody later.